Ravage.
The fall season has been a scary and uncertain time for two of our favorite zombie series. While Fear the Walking Dead's falling ratings finally leveled out in their best season yet, they had a very open-ended finale and have changed showrunners. The flagship Walking Dead series has seen viewership decline heavily in its 8th season, barely over half what it once was, as there have been many complaints about the writing, along with a petition to get the showrunner Scott M. Gimple fired. Behind the scenes, there have already been some major shakeups that we'll explore in this video. Warning, this video will contain spoilers for both the Walking Dead and Fear the Walking Dead series, along with the Walking Dead comics. This video will explain how the two Walking Dead worlds could collide and what we believe it will mean for the Walking Dead universe moving forward. We think that right now, while everyone is focused on a certain zombie-bitten, one-eyed teenager, there's a lot more going on. First, let's talk about Scott M. Gimple, everyone's favorite person. With ratings falling like a zombie trying to walk down a hill, and a petition to get him fired with almost 80,000 signatures, why does AMC seem to have so much faith in Gimple? They actually named Gimple as the executive producer of the Fear series, along with two new showrunners who will look to him for guidance. Why would they give this guy who's hated and losing viewers rapidly even more responsibility? And over a show whose ratings are climbing? Because something much bigger is happening. We believe that this crossover event will join the two series in a revolutionary new way, and that AMC believes that this event will keep The Walking Dead in the #1 rating spot, with Fear a close second. Shared universes are becoming common in film and TV. We think that The Walking Dead universe is about to merge the two series to finally truly tap into the shared universe market and bring these series back from the dead. When Fear the Walking Dead was first announced, Robert Kirkman said it wasn't technically a crossover. But last October at Comic-Con, Kirkman changed his tune. He said there's one character that is going to go from one show that I will not name to another show that I will not name. That was amazing news for a lot of fans, who assumed because Fear's current setting is roughly 2 years before where The Walking Dead is right now, that it would be more of a character flashback than an interactive crossover. When fans saw Texas teased strongly as the next city the cast could end up in Fear's season finale, most of them assumed it would be Abraham who would cross over with the Fear gang in his past before he met Rick and company, since Abraham was from Texas.
Appreciate it, pal.
Something like that would be amazing, but there's no real change in the Walking Dead universe, as it would already be the past. Fans everywhere seemed ecstatic at the thought of seeing Abraham in action again until the character was officially announced, and it would be Morgan. What does this mean for Morgan on The Walking Dead? Will he die at the end of Season 8? Will this be a part of Morgan's past? Although Morgan's been in the least amount of episodes for an original cast member, he is a fan favorite. Killing him off after potentially killing off Carl seems like suicide for the show, and we believe it's something different. The new showrunners for Fear have made some strong statements about what this means for Morgan, and they heavily suggest that this move to Fear is a future for Morgan, not part of his past.
I don't die.
We believe that Fear will actually time jump and catch up to The Walking Dead. It's very possible that Morgan could have a fundamental disagreement with Rick that he just couldn't look past, and would somehow end up joining the Fear the Walking Dead clan. What could this decision be that makes Morgan want to leave? Well, we've already seen how Morgan feels about sparing the Saviors. If Rick were to spare Negan's life the way it happened in the comics, that could cause tensions to go further than ever before between Rick and Morgan. And it's gone pretty far before. So where would Morgan find the Fear cast? Lenny James has already been on set for the first day of filming and has been seen at a table read with 3 of Fear's cast, so we think he'll be introduced to the show immediately. We believe that although the show is shooting in Texas, and they have teased that location in their season finale, that Fear season will take place in both Texas and somewhere near Alexandria. Filming locations can easily be created to make any part of the country look like anywhere else, and our opinion is that's what will happen here. We'd like to stop and take a quick moment to interject an update into our theory. We just got breaking news that the Commonwealth group from the New World Order storyline uses a stadium for part of their society. We also know that the Fear the Walking Dead crew has been reportedly filming in a stadium in Austin, Texas. We have some aerial shots here by a photographer. We don't think this is a coincidence, and we think this does strengthen our theory. Exact details are almost impossible to predict, but the season could start with the Fear group meeting Morgan and at the same time flashing back to the journey they took to get there. We believe that the helicopter seen by Rick in Season 8 of The Walking Dead was not a coincidence given the knowledge of this earth-shaking crossover. Whoever was in that helicopter could have a direct tie to the Fear group or a group that will closely interact with them in Season 4. With 2 years passing in their time, we think that we'll see a drastically different core group of characters, with Madison possibly descending down a much darker path than Rick ever did. There have been some interesting casting choices, including Garrett Dillahunt, who wanted the role of Negan really badly. Could he be the next major villain for both worlds? Who could their group be, though? Could it be the highly anticipated Commonwealth group from the unreleased New World Order storyline in the comic books? Or could they be some version of the Whisperers? Robert Kirkman did make a statement regarding the origin of the Whisperers once, and it did sound suspiciously like the Fear group, but we don't believe that's the case. We believe that this New World Order is part of Madison's group, or a group she has at least joined that has managed to build a militarized society. Kirkman said that this is a huge event in the world of The Walking Dead, and we believe it will merge the two series and catch up to the comics at the same time, and give us a sort of parallel universe from the comics, which give both the comics and the series more creative freedom. As far as the timeline, we believe that the new Fear season will start shortly after The Walking Dead Season 8 finishes. We'll learn the story of how this New World Order came to be, and Morgan will agree with their militarized and possibly merciless tactics, at least for the time being. We don't think that the Fear and Walking Dead groups will clash right away, so we are speculating that the Fear group will need their own enemy for Season 4 and could encounter the Whisperers or an unknown large group on their path to making society more civilized, which would be their main Season 4 conflict. The Whisperers, or whatever group the Fear Season 4 villain ends up being, could eventually flee from the Fear gang, Morgan included, and they may just land directly in Rick and company's path for Season 9 of The Walking Dead. The first half of Season 9 would be about the fight between Alexandria and the other communities with the Whisperers or whatever villain it is. For the second half of the season, Morgan could reappear, seemingly as an ally, possibly vouching for some of the other Fear group to help them infiltrate Rick's group. Morgan would eventually betray them and let his new Fear friends gain control of the communities. The season would end with a war starting between Fear and the Walking Dead's groups.
Do you know who I am? Do you see who I am? People wearing dead people's faces.
The story could then escalate to a boiling point in Fear's Season 5, as the groups brutally battle for survival. We believe this is what AMC is gearing up for. Given the huge popularity of Negan and seeing both sides to the fight, we think two series based on two opposite groups at war that are intertwined is revolutionary. We understand that until we know more about the New World Order and the crossover plans that most of this is speculation, but something big is undoubtedly on the horizon, and it's not just a Lenny James guest appearance. The fact that Fear cast a lot of new faces for Season 4 and that The Walking Dead may do so for Season 9 tells us that the world is getting bigger. Gimple, as much as we love to hate him, has also said it would be a giant-sized, all-new, all-different, sense-shattering tectonic shift of the Walking Dead universe. He also said heroes become villains and villains become heroes, which would basically happen if we followed two opposing groups' stories from season to season. We've seen some in-depth loyalty-shifting villains in a shared universe before, but a move like this is unprecedented. Imagine a Thanos movie coming out after the Avengers and seeing things from his point of view. We'd get both sides of the coin and to really see how small differences in viewpoints can become enormous. As far as the comics, Morgan died in issue 83, a lot earlier than Glenn even, so using Morgan as the crossover instrument makes a lot of sense. Nobody knows what the series holds in store for Morgan, and this theory could catch up both series to the comics and even beyond, the way Game of Thrones has surpassed its original source material. This is something that can only strengthen ad sales, merchandising, and future possibilities for all three stories, as the series is no longer beholden to the books and vice versa. We know there is so much in the air, but we also know that when these worlds collide, nothing will ever be the same. How do you think the two series will be merged? Will it have anything to do with future comic storylines, or will it be something brand new that nobody could predict? Thanks for watching. Please let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Turn on the notification button for our channel so you can see our next video as soon as it comes out, and don't forget to subscribe.
Come on, baby.